Can you hear me now? Yes, you can. How about now? Nope. Okay, you guys. So here's what's happening. That's this camera. That's the other camera. Ta-da! There's two JP. All right. Is there an echo? I don't hear one. But then again, I hear myself. If there's an echo, give me a thumbs up so I can fix it. No. Hey, you. I'm such a genius. Not genius. Because now I'm not sure which one of these is going to work right. Okay. Bear with me here. Okay. We're going to get into this. So anyway, while I'm working on it, shout out to Don Frank. That's what it is. Shout out to Don Frank and Just Do It for being in the chat. Thank you guys so much for showing up for the stream. I appreciate you. I wasn't sure that I was going to be going live today, but then I thought about it. Better to go ahead and make sure we have this conversation because like I said, my body has not really been being my bestie of late, and I need to do some things better. My bad. Let me turn this camera off. There we go. And oh, you know what? Give me one more second, guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm trying to be all fancy and new. There we
go. Okay, and you can hear me?
Wrong one.
All right, how's that? All right. Okay, you guys, I am so proud of being able to do that, but I'm going to hide it for the moment because I don't need it. Awesome. Okay, so we've got some stuff to talk about. We've got some housekeeping to do. We are going to do, yeah, I'm going to turn it off all the way. Give me just a second. I'm going to get her out of there. There we go. Okay. Now things should be just fine. How are we doing? Give me a 5 if everything is okay with the sound now, guys. Perfect. Thank you so much, Just DeWitt. Awesome. Okay. I know. I really need to chill out on being fancy and trying new things. But when I'm gone for so long, and I know, 3 days, 2 days isn't really a long time, it certainly feels like so much of a long time to me. Thank you so much, Don Frank, for sharing on Twitter. I really want to be able to have this conversation with as many folks as possible. I think that if we all can, we should we should lie flat, but, in obviously the times that we live in, that's not financially possible for everyone, but there's some serious health benefits to it, or at least we can get some understanding about who we are if we understand what it's about. So we're gonna try that approach. You know what I mean? Let's do that. And so I'm just gonna pull up a couple of things here in the background, you guys. I have truly kind of I've missed it. I wanted to be out and chat with everyone on the other platforms as well, but my body feels something different. And I've kind of got to start to accept that, especially if I'm going to bring you guys consistent content. And that's the most important thing, right? It's consistent content, not just content. And I'm doing better. I'm learning to take some naps. That's one of the things that we're going to talk about. Shout out to the Nap Ministry over on Twitter, Dawn Frank. I don't know if you follow her, but you should. I've been following her for some time now. When I first started out, talking about my disability, it was over on Twitter. Hey, Hanifa, so glad to see you in the stream, sweetheart. How's your spirit? I know just the way it's, lying flat sounds like a privilege or a luxury, especially when we talk about our community and the fact that we don't have a foundation. But it really is something that I think is best for all of us, and if we can do it for one another, then we should. Don, the name of the Twitter, I think the Twitter handle is Ministry of Nap or Nap Ministry. It's a young black woman. I think she's in the UK, but yeah, she's on Twitter. If I remember in a moment, once I get these other things set up, I will go over and get. I'll open up my Twitter and make sure that I get that for you as well. I could have sworn that I started this and it didn't. Oh, it did. That's why. Oh gosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. Trying to do too much over here. So much going on. Let's see who else is in here talking. Hanifa says that she loves Nap Ministry. Follow her hard. Yeah. I tell everyone about her too. Also, I follow a young lady over there named Mayday. There's a few people over on Twitter that I followed for a long time. I just had to take a break. I had an encounter a little too close with someone whom I felt was an ally. And for me, when that happens, I pull back. I'm not gonna get contentious with you. I'm not gonna argue with another black woman where I can help it. Sometimes I have to stand my ground firm. But whenever I can, whenever I can avoid arguing with a sister, even in words on social media, I will do my best not to, because it doesn't make any of us look good. You're right, Don Frank. You should listen to your body. Thank you for following Nap Ministry. Please, just leave a little something saying that you got over there from JP, the Aspiring Matriarch, or on Twitter, I think I'm still Chronic Citizen. Who else is in here? Hey, Matt, please. So glad to see you in the stream, sweetheart. I heard it's been rough over there with the kings and queens, but I appreciate you guys showing up so much. Thank you. Um, right now, I'm in the midst of just pulling up the things that I'm trying to get together for you guys. Excuse me. And then we're gonna get this rolling. But for starters, you guys, we have a new opening. With the weather changing and my body going through the things that it is going through, and doing as Dawn said, listening to my body, I'm changing my schedule. I'm scaling down some things, the scope of some things, and some other things I am ramping up and doing in a different way. Look at all the ladies over there showing love. Matter of fact, I appreciate the hearts. If y'all don't mind keeping up them hearts, I greatly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Over here, compassion is the name of the game. And if it ain't nothing else, my heart is leading the way. Probably to my detriment sometimes, like right now where I can't find my notes for tonight's show. Isn't that a terrible thing, you guys? I would lose my unique view. So glad to see you. I shared you on Facebook today because I love your little dude. He's freaking awesome. Um, but I want to say something to you, and I don't want you to be I don't want you to think that I was offended by what I'm going in what I'm going to say, but it helps me to say something. So Unique View did a short that was 10 signs you've got a crazy girlfriend or something like that. And in that video, I think he probably said crazy 15 to 20 times. As someone with a mental health illness, knowing how the world looks at folks with mental health illnesses and see crazy, it hit me a certain way. But then I also had to remember that I'm not that crazy, right? I work diligently all the time to keep my my fella, the people around me, my community safe from my emotions. Because I know that they can be volatile even when I don't want them to be, because something inside of me happened at some point that I do not know or do not remember, or some of the recent events that we're going to talk about tonight. Um, but in that time, those things, it happened, my body reacts the way that it wants to. And so at first, when I heard crazy, I felt like, yo, I think this is the coolest dude on YouTube. And then I was like, yeah, but he ain't talking about you. That man is always in your stream, 10 toes down, thinks your content is amazing. So why would you ever be upset? It's just a word. And that's what made me come back to what it is that I'm really about and what I do. I've been fussing a lot lately about single moms and the things that I feel like mothers in our community have gotten wrong, but that is out of love, because I love your children as much as I love my children. And I have seen your children, your babies, with their heads down, sad and unhappy and feeling lost in this world. And I know that you did that to them. And I know that you didn't do it intentionally. But I need to leave breadcrumbs for them to heal and for you to do better by them. No, don't you dare apologize. It was very funny. It was adorable. He's cute and he is perfect. Do not, don't apologize. Because that's the thing about it. We all are from different cultures and different walks of life. In someone else's community, crazy may mean something entirely different and not even be something that bothers. We have to learn not to be so bothered by a word. Is it really something that's truly harming? How many people have been killed at the end of the word crazy? But how many people have been killed at the end of the N word? That's the difference. That's what we're not getting. That's the nuance that's not happening in society as a whole. We're not being discerning about what we fuss about and what we fight about. Shout out to my I have a real issue with being upset at the B word being used, but I understand on the other hand as well. But we've got to start to make some decisions and come to some better understandings. So that's one of the things too tonight, you guys. I'm going to be scaling back. I'm going to show you this in a minute. I'm going to be scaling back some and doing some things on Facebook. My one of those things is I would love to have your counsel and input from time to time over there, but I'm going to drop some details in just a minute. I am trying to figure out why what I want to happen is not happening. Give me just a second. That's insane. I really don't like when things don't do what I want them to. I'm sure we're all kind of that way though, right? Yeah. So it just didn't even bother to download. Awesome. We're going to do it again. Ta-da! Okay, so the stream's going to slow down for just a moment while we do that. It'll be okay. So, what else were we going to talk about? Oh, housekeeping. You guys, I've been talking about Rico and Marcella told me to come up with a challenge. So let me say something. And back it up just a little bit. I'm JP, the Aspiring Matriarch, also known as your spiritual DJ. What does a spiritual DJ do? I help you balance your spirit, your energy, that thing inside of you that gets wonky from time to time and makes you uncomfortable. And as a result, you don't know how to speak or how to move around other people. You don't feel comfortable inside of your own skin, right? So I help you to find that balance. And I do that by using music, right? So that's why you all bring me your theme song. What's your theme song? Your theme song is that thing in the morning when you wake up, that emotion that you very first feel, but in a song, right? What song do you hear when you very first wake up? Our people are very musical, so there's almost always a song somewhere in there, right? I don't even care if you just start with Shaft. Do you think? But what's your theme song? What did you wake up thinking about? What song represents that? And then once you figured out what that song is, do you like it? And when I would say, do you like it? Is it going to work for what you've got going for you that day? If it's not, are you going to change it? What do you need to change it to? That's based on your spirit. So that's why I ask you, how's your spirit? That's why I'm your spiritual DJ. JP. That's me. Right? Okay. So now, you know what your theme song is. We talk a lot over here about unpacking your black. Okay. That's your life existence. That's who you are. That's the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of who you are. The three of them is what it takes to create the love in you, right? Three is the magic number. Shout out to Schoolhouse Rock. We all love it, right? So three is the magic number. I know you've got wisdom. You've got knowledge of self because, well, hell, you've made it this far in life knowing something about you and being able to move your life forward. So the next question then is how 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 do you love you? Right? So that's what your spiritual DJ does. Helps you to love yourself. Get back in love with yourself. Fine tune the love of self. That's why I do the morning reflections and night nourishments on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to put them up on shorts over here to give you something to think about. You always look at everyone else and what are they doing? What aren't they doing? How are they doing it? How aren't they doing it? But what about you? Are you looking at yourself? How are you doing it? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Do you even know? There's so many things that we have taken on as our own, but really it's just because someone told us it was ours. What do we do about those things, right? How do we handle all of that? That's what your spiritual DJ is. Me, that's what I'm supposed to do, right? So on this journey, I have grown and I've come a long way and I have started some things and ended some things, but I'm at the point, guys, where things are trying to are coming into scope. Kind of like the winter, you know, as we get into fall, winter, seasonal depression begins to happen for a lot of us. The lack of sunlight, our scope narrows. What we can tolerate changes. How much capacity we have to put up with the world, and how we go about that. And so it's my job as I move through this thing, and I do it all day, every day. It's how I survive a life of chronic pain. I do it all day, every day. And so if I know how I do it, then my goal is to tell you how to do it. But when I say I do it all day, every day, and I live with a chronic life of pain, then this is what I need you to understand about this channel, this community over here. I am here as a representative of the Disabled Black Coalition. Male, female, woman, child, man. I'm not really a dude, but you understand what I'm saying. I represent all of those things. This channel represents advocacy for that voice, giving that voice agency in a world that pretends like we don't exist. That even standing in front of them, looking just like them, they still will not see us because everyone's got their head down. Everyone's spirit is only reflecting their pain. No one's reflecting their joy. I'm here to let you know you can find your joy even in the pain of this world. But it's up to you. Nobody else can do it for you. No one can make it happen. No one can make it any prettier. But before we get started really getting into the conversation, I want to show you guys some of the new things that I've come along. All right? So here's the first one. Get ready. Oh gosh, you guys. Medication works. Oh my goodness. Oh, you knew how much better I felt just by those two little. Y'all don't understand. I wish that I could have two. I do this so that you can try to understand, so that you can know that there's a whole. Yeah.
black, y'all.
Okay.
I'm
So
black,
I'm
y'all.
JP, your spiritual
I'm black
DJ,
and black,
and
and I'm
that's
black,
I'm
y'all.
OG Patrice.
don't count us out. Don't count us down. And for fuck's sake, we are not inspirational. Peace and blessings, Bumper and Mishi. So glad to see you in the stream. Guys, what do you think of the new opening? Someone tell me, did I do a good job or not? I tried so hard. I really hope that you guys like it. So, yeah, we're going to be moving to Smoke Sessions with JP Wednesdays at 7:20 Mountain Standard Time. That is still 9:20 Eastern Time. One day a week. This little body has to not be so big, right? I can't do all of the camming, the big show that this actually is. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll be over on Facebook with a little bit more scaled down, kickback, kind of chilling, discussing the inner parts of the things that we discuss here on the show, or the things that I find out, or on the broadcast, excuse me, or the things that I find out in social media that we discuss inside of the Facebook group. Which reminds me, you guys, let me go ahead and pull up the Facebook group and put the link in the chat so that you can join the Facebook group. That way you will know when I'm going live, what's going on in the community, where we can get together and do some things, because I will also be streaming movies. One of them coming soon will be The Harder They Fall. That was freaking awesome, you guys. Oh my God, if you did not see that movie. If you have not seen it, then wait until I stream it so that I can watch the emotions on your face, because it's freaking awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, there's the link to the Facebook group, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Posse, but it immediately made me think of that, right? Because, well, I'm married and was a couple in the 90s. And so, that was when I was all in the. Anyway, you guys should watch it. Oh, Brett, you watched it, Dawn? What did you think? Wasn't it good? Man, the opening alone, I was like, bruh, oh my God. The opening reminded me of when I first fell in love with football. Now, when I say that I'm in love with football, it just means that I like to watch it when I catch it on. It doesn't mean that like I'm a huge fanatic or anything. Sorry, fellas. I'm a guy's girl, but not that much of a guy's girl. Ugh, too many games. Anyway, but I was watching, I think it was like Hawaii State or University or whatever, play some other team. But the dude, I mean, I watched him just like run into him and hit this man, and he bounced. And I was like, oh snap. I love this game. That that was what the opening was for me when I was watching The Harder They Fall. So definitely you guys make sure that you go and check it out. It was great. Isn't that sad? I'm so maybe I shouldn't admit that. It's hard to believe that I'm such a compassionate person, but I really enjoyed seeing that young man just get dunked across the way. But yeah, so The Harder They Fall was really good. We're gonna stream that in a Facebook room and have a little discussion about some of the things that are going on there. I am right now, you guys, I'm pulling up my playlist, so just bear with me a moment because I want to be able to get into these things. Something that I saw that just came up, and I didn't even have a chance to watch. Hey, my Vivid Life, so glad to see you, gorgeous. Boy, I tell you, I've been thinking about you lately. We need to talk admin stuff, but more than that, I just really I hope your spirit's all right. I have been really quiet with some of the folks. That I started out kicking it with you guys. And it's nothing. It's just that kind of, I was, social media can be gross, right? And just being out here for a while, one of the things that I found as a content creator, if you're not careful, you look at other content creators and you can see sometimes not the best in them. And it's not intentional, it just happens. You look at other content and you're just kind of like, oh, mm, the things. And so, plus, I was irritated with some of the nonsense that I was seeing on some of the platforms. Why are we arguing? Because we can't focus and stay on the topic at hand. That's one of the other reasons that I'm scaling back the scope and doing some more things on Facebook than on YouTube, because I want to have more control. And if I find that I don't have it on Facebook, then we're going to move to Discord, because we need to be able to have real conversations without running off at the feelings and the emotions. Up here, I want to help deal with the feelings and emotions. Even there, give you a place to understand how to deal with your feelings and emotions, so when it comes to having conversations, we're not acting out of emotion, right? We're able to sit down and be logical and reasonable about the conversation at hand. That's the most important thing. So that's what it is that I'm about. And so, as the opening suggested, there are some things. There are 5 pillars to JP. That would be community, conversation, cannabis, compassion, and chords, right? Music, marijuana, mothering, whatever you want to call it. That's me. That's who I am. That's what this channel is. That's what it represents. I advocate for those things, and I advocate for the little people those things can do something for, or should have done something for. Right? That's my goal. That's what this is about. You'll, as I add things on and revamp the merchandise, change the way that we do things. That's what it is. But I started this out saying I was going to talk to you about the challenge. My entire damn channel is a challenge to you to unpack your Black. Divest yourself of self-hate and move this damn ball forward. We are too far along, but we've got so much further to go. We are a very young second world nation inside of a first. And if the Black community is not careful, we can get swallowed alive. So busy trying to be like people who are not us. Trying to live a dream that is not ours. So I'm begging you and pleading you, as we move into the fall and winter months, as we get cooler and things start to narrow your scope on loving yourself by understanding who you are. Why do things move you the way that they do? Deal with that. And then pour love into somebody else who looks like you. Because you know, and I know, that more likely than not, no one ever has. No one has ever been foundational, stood 10 toes down just because it's the right thing to do. Do that and see if you don't get to live out your joy right here. You got heaven, you're looking for heaven here on earth. That's how you find it. That's the peace. That's the work. That's what I'm about. That's what we're going to do. Thank you to everyone who is in the chat, showing much love and appreciation. I'm sorry for those who I missed. Shout out to Over the Top WME, my Just Do It, Dawn, My Vivid Life. If there's anybody I missed, I am truly sorry. You guys, please take this moment to like this channel, to like this page, share it with your community. I'm going to give you a chance to do that by showing you the regular old theme song video. And it seems so like out of place compared to how far I've come in this journey. But take this time to like the page, share it with your community. Please make sure that you subscribe and become a citizen. When you do, make sure that you hit the bell and the all, so that you can get everything that I put out. If you hit personalize, you only get what YouTube thinks you're actually going to like. And I have great content. You want to make sure that you catch it all. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Hey, oh my goodness, there's a new name in the chat. You're Dita Marsha. So glad to see you. Thank you for joining. Please make sure that you stay around long enough to check it out. While you're here, let me make sure I show you this one. I'm sorry. Here we go. Here's the theme song. All right, you guys. No, Colette, you may not have my hat, ma'am, but thank you for admiring it so much. She will always stay over there just over my shoulder so I do not forget who I am, what I'm about, and where this thing got started at. Thank you. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Anytime. So let me tell you guys about this warm welcome. By the way, your Didi, so your Dito. I hope that I'm saying it right. You guys, if I don't say your name right, can you put it phonetically in the chat so that I can start to do better? And then I got one more thing that I want to make sure you guys know something about. Oh my God, Emerge. So glad to see you, gorgeous. Yeah, I've been concerned about you with this weather out here. Just do it. I see your theme song, Focus by Golden Child. We'll get on it. Okay. So, how did I get to such a warm welcome? Earlier in my videos, I explained this. When I was a little girl, there was a show called Romper Room. And there was this lady, and she would sit with this hand mirror in front of her. And she would look into the hand mirror and she would say, Here, um, I see Kelly. I see Colette. I see Mishi. I see Emerged. I see Just Do It. I see, you know who she never damn saw? JP. Y'all got a really white ass name too. My name is Janine. You couldn't see me not once in the years that I watched your damn show. My feelings were hurt. All I ever wanted was that woman to see me and say my name. So when I see you guys in the chat, I make sure that I say your name. And I make sure that you know that I am thankful that you are here because this channel would not exist without you guys. Your Dito, did you just laugh at me? Oh, I don't think it is fair that you laugh at my pain. You know what? I'm gonna take this moment to go over here. Okay, it's all right. I see. No, seriously though, you guys, I was mad for it. Like as a little kid, I was hot. Hey, white lady, you see me? I realized what TV was really about. Being on this side of it, I would feel like such a I chalk it up to childhood, but I'm just saying that was one of my childhood traumas right there was that she never did see me. Why you ain't see me? Tell me why. I'm so all right. So the first theme song of the night is Focus by Golden. Uh-oh. Found it. Now let me make sure we get it sharing, get it popping. I am going to do that. Ta-da! Y'all, I cannot keep myself from saying that. And I be trying real hard. You have no idea. Thank you very much, Yardita, who says that that's the sweetest story and that it shaped me. It did. It made me the person who I am. I was in the daycare when I would watch the show and I became a daycare provider. It did kind of shape those years really did shape the adult that I became to be. Y'all are cracking up at my pain. Did Over the Top said, let me buy you a big ass. You damn right I want a big ass mirror. You know what? I don't celebrate them damn holidays. But if y'all want to get JP something, I will put a wish list together. And at the top, I'll put a doggone mirror. I want to be able to look in it. That's what this is to me. I just look out there and see y'all smiling faces. It's insane. Y'all. I am such a dork. Oh, but you love me. Oh, gosh. Someone has to. Okay, here we go. Golden Child, Focus Freestyle. Ooh. It's a video. I'm gonna make it bigger.
I stay out the way, my circle's small to keep me focused. Used to think I needed all the friends till I got older. People around you say they love you, okay, time will show us. And what, cause we grew up together, now what I'm supposed to owe you, love. We went separate ways, time went by, perspective changed. They say, so now you switching up. Yes, bro, can stay the same. I listen to these old heads reminisce on how they had the game. All fucked up, young and dumb. Wanna go back, but can't replay it. I ain't on nigga shit. Nah, niggas ignorant. Niggas can't be trusted. Facts. Niggas die too quick. I'm on my man Samusa, pass through, make my people richer. I'm moving godly now, like way before them ships was into God. I'm in a whole nother mode. Give my respect to be gone. We ain't out here begging for nothing. No, we gon' get it done on our own. I sat down and talked to some bosses. We talk about some projects we've been working on. I can't say too much about them.
Okay.
We speaking in code like switch lanes. Switch back both ways. Pause, I mean like both plays. Yeah, win-win all games. Bet we tried to ask for it, but they not gonna give it. So okay, we gonna take it. You saw what kind of said it's just a movie. I saw it and sell it. We gonna make it. Like you know. I'm tired of talking about what we can't do though. So much we can do, but ain't got a clue though. You could run a business the way that you move, bro. Multi-millions in a tie in a suit though. They know it too. They just couldn't let you.
Okay, I'm feeling that one. Okay, shout out. Way to go with your very first theme song. I think it is, but congratulations. That was nice. I really like that. I'm going to add that to my likes over here. And I am going to start today's theme song playlist with that one. Wow, I haven't actually done one of these since the 25th. That's insane, you guys. What have I been doing? I've been making theme songs and I'm putting them out there. I promise I have. But I don't know what's been going on over here. Oh, well, I haven't been streaming. Isn't that a start? That was great. I know something about a man in a suit, honey, will make you just go there, right? There's a little bit of thirst for me when a man puts on a suit. My fella, I cannot wait to see him in the suit. I just want this one thing explained to me, just do it, and not right now. We'll talk about it another time. But why can't we get away from the damn N word, right? On this one, I'm kind of with the sisters. Just stop with the saying it already. If we stop, the mainstream culture will stop. If you claim that we move the culture, then it'll stop when we stop. That's it. We won't go into any further details on conversations had with other people on other platforms that I think are just straight out bull. I'm working on it. That's why I'm an aspiring matriarch and not a matriarch, because the universe is not done with me yet. I still got some things I need to fix. That's what I'm out here doing. All right. And then shout out to Emerged. Her theme song was Mary, Mary, I'm Walking. Let's get that one in here. And then we're going to get one in for Unique View, whom I love terribly. And I want him to know how important he is to me. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to ask you guys to do something for me too. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. Hey!
Yeah, hey. How you doing? How you doing? Come on. Baby Dub, Mary Mary. Hey. We back again. Yeah. Hey. Y'all mind walking with us for a second? Talk to him.
Tell me what you see when I pass by. Shadow of a cloud or a light in the sky. Am I getting it wrong or am I getting it right? Well, all I can take is one step at a time. Look at me.
I love it.
Trying.
Hey.
Every day I fall down, make mistakes, get back up, try again. Next time that save me. I'm walking.
Sorry. Ooh, all right, I think I might have got a little too excited with that one, huh? I got into it. Okay. Okay, you guys. I want to tell you, some of you all are new and some of you all have been here for a while, but you all don't know each other. So I'm going to introduce you really quickly in a JP kind of way. I want to tell you about some of the folks who have been around here for a very long time, who have great content. And I think that you all should make sure that you know them as citizens as well as you know me. So first of all, we're going to start out with Unique View. He's got a channel where he does shorts. So we're going to go over to Unique View's channel. Guys, you know how I do. Unique, UNIQ. It would help if I could spell Unique View, wouldn't it? All right, we're going to go to Unique View's channel. There he is. We're going to pull him up right here. Oops, sorry, guys. Let me show you so you can see.
5 toxic girlfriend signs. And here they are. 1.
Okay, I didn't mean to do that. What I would like for you to go, though, is to the 5 toxic girlfriend signs, which now has 1,800 views and only 5 comments. Please go over and like the video. And in the comments, make sure that you leave to the moon. You see that, guys? Here, let me get you in there. Leave it right there. To the moon. Some type of little lovely squiggly thingy and JP, right? Or your initials, but make sure you put to the moon and your initials. Why? Because that is Unique View's theme song. And I want him to know that I remember and think about him and appreciate him often. Also, if you would have looked down in the comments in that video, you would see a lovely gentleman here called Trash Can Waves. Trash Can Waves also makes great content over, excuse me, over here on YouTube. So please go over to Trash Can Waves' page. And, I would like for you to do these things now, but you guys make sure that you go check them out. They're fantastic content creators. And I want to make sure that they get much love. I grow slow because I go slow. But these guys are fantastic and they move in amazing ways and they deserve. I hate when this happens. You guys, it's not that I don't have him already. I'm subscribed to him. It's just I thought it would be easier to find it that way. Come on, trash can. Help me out here. Pop up, fella, pop up, pop up, pop up. Nope, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Come on, trash can. Where are you, dude? Okay. If I can't find your channel now, then it's not my fault we can't play this game. Last time I'm looking. Oh. All right. I'm going to have to try to find the channel again. Oh my God, more people are here. Shout out to Global Green Book. Patrice, so glad to see you. I see you changed your avatar. Global Green Book, so glad to see you in here. Okay, guys, we are going to get into it. First of all, though, I do want to play for you this evening's Night Nourishment. I don't get them up as often. I try to get the theme songs up 3 times a week, and the Night Nourishment at least once. But tonight, I want you guys to see it. It's on my channel because it's what we're talking about tonight. And I want to make sure that you get it. So here we are. Citizens, how's your spirit? Mine, expansive. On what do you stand? Your foundation, I mean. Is it stable? Is it built for you, two, or a few? Today's theme song, Blessed and Free by Kane Brown and Her. Are you the floor or the foundation? What's your theme song? Leave it in the comments. Keep your spirit up. See you in the streams. All right, you guys. So, are you the floor or the foundation? Part of lying flat means you got to lay on something, right? And when you go to lay down, what's holding you up? More to the point, who? And could you be that person? Could you do that for someone else? And that's what we're going to talk about. Finding your way to being that person for someone else. Because that's what lying flat, finding your way is really about. Finding your spirit. When I ask you about your spirit, that's what I'm talking about. Here we go. All right. My computer doesn't want to act right. Excuse me. All right, guys. So before we get into this, let me get a couple more theme songs. Anyone have one for me? Oh, there are new comments. Who did I miss? I'm so sorry. Oh, wow. Oh, Dirty Cut. There are new names in here, you guys. I feel so You guys don't understand. I've been really feeling bad this last week or so. So to have you guys show up is fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I am doing fantastic, Old Dirty. How's your spirit? The reason why I ask you how your spirit is, since so many of you are new, the reason why I ask you how your spirit is and not how you're doing is because we're very used to responding to how you're doing with, okay, but we're not used to hearing how's your spirit. So when you hear how's your spirit, it kind of snaps you out of what you're doing and you respond almost automatically. And that's what I'm looking for. And I want people to understand because it means that you're actually trying to hear them out. That you want to hear what they said. They won't give you just, any old answer. They'll give you the answer that's authentically there. So yeah. So all right. So we're gonna get into your theme song. What does spirit mean in that context? Sorry. Let me get your theme song first. I get that. Janan Prosper. Okay. Shout out to Maat for her theme song. Hey, look, there it is. Now, before we do that really quick, old dirty kung fu master asked me what does spirit mean in that context? Your emotions, your well-being. How are you inside? In the pandemic last year, we were all shaken in some way, shaken into our core. And some of us handled that more positively than others. A lot of us turned to alcohol. Wow, you're 11. I'm going to need you to not be here for some of this conversation or get your parents. One of the two. But that's okay. This information will be here for you when you're 21. And that's the point of this channel. Could someone please do me a favor? Oh, I don't even know why I'm asking that question. I can do it from here. We're just going to do that for now. I don't think that it's appropriate for an 11-year-old to be on my channel at 10:09 at night. So I'm just going to make that choice and put you in timeout for now. So here we go. The song is Ja Nan Prosper from Mayat. Thank you, Mayat.
Do it with all your heart and prosper. Do it with just a part and faith. The service is the worship. So let the will of the Most High prevail. When you do it with all your heart and prosper. Do it with just a part and faith. The service is the worship. So let the will of the Most High prevail. The harvest is plenty. The fruits are ripe and drop. Too many distracted by the rat race to the top. But I optimistic. Said Jah don't make no mistake.
I like that one, Maya. Very nice. Hello, Valeria Williams. How's your spirit? Welcome to the stream. Oh my goodness, I've seen so many new names today, you guys. I really appreciate you. So once again, I'm JP, your spiritual DJ. You guys over here, you drop a theme song, we listen to it, check it out. I get to feel a little bit about you. That was fantastic though, Maya. Hanifa. She says that John 9 has always been one of her favorite, a solid sister. Okay, this is my first time hearing it, so I'm going to have to check it out. So guys, because I am playing live music over, I put away Old Dirty Kung Fu Master, because if you're 11 years old, I don't feel like you should be on my stream at 10 o'clock at night. That's just me. Thank you, Valeria. I will get around to the Biggie Smalls. I think I might have missed someone else's. I apologize if I did. I'll go back and try to find it. But so, because I'm over here and we do play music, it's going to take a while for me to get monetized. Not my thing that I worry about. But if you would like to help support the content or tip your spiritual DJ, that's me, JP. Feel free to do so by hitting the Cash App or to buy me a coffee, and the link's down below, scrolling at the moment. I really appreciate you guys. It is what I do to help make sure that the bills get paid for the stream and keep things going. My fella keeps me going. You guys keep the foundation of this channel afloat. I appreciate you for that. So let's see. We're going to do Biggie Smalls by Valeria. Someone else had a Biggie Smalls song. Guys, if you're still in here, please leave it for me, and I will do that. Biggie Smalls. Oh, maybe not. Here we go. I've never heard that quote before, Valeria. This is supposed to be. Nope, no reggae here. I agree, Michi. He should be in the bed. He should be in the bed, and quite possibly his babysitter or cousin who's not keeping a close eye on him at this time of night either. But hey, we don't all get it right all the time. Know what I'm saying? Just saying. It's supposed to be soul magic or soul music. It's okay. Sometimes it happens that way. Well, we just keep going around these here parts, you guys. So I told you about Trash Can Waves. I told you about Unique View. My Vivid Life is a petite pistol packing Wonder Woman. I think she's absolutely awesome. And her channel is fantastic. So if you go over to her channel, My Vivid Life, for over 40 folks getting their life together after divorce, Gen Xers, just trying to figure out what to do next steps, that kind of thing. Go over to her channel, leave a comment, give her a pew pew, let her know JP sent you, and make sure that you subscribe. She's got great content, great information. I really and truly appreciate her. And the fact that she's here. Yes, sir, to the moon. There you are, Unique View. We will do To the Moon, and then we will get into tonight's content. We're going to hit a couple of things before we hit BTS, and then we're on our way, guys. I know we're already an hour in, but so many people showed up. It's absolutely amazing to me. I didn't think that would happen. Here we go.
Going to the fucking moon.
Hey!
Going to the fucking moon.
I have trolls. Yay me.
Going to the fucking moon. Fuck Kenny, cause we're holding on for dear life, getting them tendy so soon. Don't be mistaken, the apes won't be shaking or breaking. We're going to the fucking moon day very soon. Gonna wake up on the moon, brand new yacht and a McDonald's in my living room. Bright yellow Lamborghini, 50 meters swimming.
Hey!
Every day, 8 fam, what you do? Wanna hang, wanna chill? Oh, you got a mansion too? Oh, that's right, held on tight, jack titties every night. We was in way back when they tried to chop it down to 10, and she couldn't comprehend. It was strong until the end. Now
I love it, you guys. I think
these felons, but the eggs we rebelling, cause we never be selling.
This is probably one of the very first theme songs that was played over here on this channel that wasn't from me. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. I remember as soon as it came on, the first words were going to the effing moon. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be a come long way since then, you guys. I think then I might have had like 3 subscribers. Now we've got 161 citizens in the building. Speaking of, let me give my thanks right now before I forget and get this last little bit of housekeeping done and we can get into it. Thank you, everyone, for your support for the stream. Everything goes back into getting you fresh content, new ideas, new product and information. We've got a camera back here that I am working on learning how to use so that we can upgrade the short content that will be coming soon. So I appreciate you guys for showing your love and support. Yep, they were. Because it was going off the rails. I'm the only one. I can only control it by myself, and yeah, I don't. I can't keep up with it right now, you guys. I'm sorry. I tell you what I will do, Colette. If you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna drop a moderator on you right there. Now, if you see somebody in here, I can do that. But at the moment, I just am not willing to deal with it. I want to get into this with you guys. All right. So let's start out with I don't want to discuss the Astro World thing, but I do guys take a moment, go over and check out Damn D POV just for a different perspective on it. Not so much the mainstream media, but some things that may have been missed behind the scenes things, like Travis Scott can be seen saying in the video that who asked me to stop? Why do you want me to stop? Y'all know what y'all came here to do. So maybe it's something to get into, but that's toxic poison on a Sunday night, not what I want to talk about. Okay. Also, I saw this, it came across my feed just before I was getting ready to go live. It is Pink Book Lessons. Excuse me. And she's got a video up. Excuse me. Let me get back to it. Where'd it go? Oh, I know where it is. Sorry, guys. Thing that I think that you should check out. This one here.
Thought this is a very important story to get out there, and I would agree, because it seems to be a lot of covering up going on, and I don't like it.
So I'm going to back it up a little
bit. Take a second to make sure that you are subscribed
and just
to the
show
channel.
You the beginning.
Click the notification bell for updates, and if you're new, include news.
Chicago Emergency Journal.
Shout out to Pink Book Lessons, fair use.
Okay. Do you need the police, yes or no?
Hello? I need the police over here. My wife got a knife on me on the bed right now.
She has a
Around my
knife?
throat. Yeah.
So the knife is to your throat. Okay. What's her name?
Yeah.
And what's your wife's name? And what's your name?
Michael Craig.
Okay, Michael. All right, you called already.
Did you get some officers out here?
Yes. Make sure you answer any blocked or private numbers. The police are going to come. Your number?
Yeah.
Okay. Be looking out for the police, okay?
All right.
Okay, bye.
And my kids up in here, they scared.
How many kids you got?
One right now, here at the house. The other one's going to school.
Okay, got it. Be looking out for the police.
Yeah, she got the knife around my neck right now. I can't move. If I move, she don't kill me.
Okay. Listen to the police.
And I got the front door open. Tell the officers the door is open.
The door is open?
My kids open the door. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Go downstairs so you can let the police in. Go. Do like I said. Go downstairs.
The man you hear there is Michael Craig of Chicago. Michael told his son to call 911, and you can hear him talking to the dispatcher, saying that his wife had a butcher knife to his throat. Their 7-year-old son was there the whole time, witnessing all of this. He told his son to go downstairs and wait on the police to come to hold the door open for them. When the Chicago police officers showed up, they immediately went into defense mode to protect the woman. And I think you may have an idea of what happened next. When I got this story, I couldn't believe that I haven't heard about it anywhere. This happened over a month ago. And there are a lot of reasons for that, which I'll get into in a minute. But Rogue Truth put me up on this and thought this was a very important story to get out there, and I would agree, because it seems to be a lot of covering up going on, and I don't like it. Before we get into this story, take a second to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for updates. And if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. Chicago. If you're from Chicago, let me know below. And also tell me if you heard about this story around the city. I really wanted to share the truth about this story, and it's still so much untold. I have much respect for the family, and my only purpose is to bring awareness to Michael's story. You know, maybe another father can be saved from a situation like this simply by being aware. The sad thing is, a lot of men are out here dealing with Cruellas. People laugh it off. They don't take it seriously because they've been programmed to believe that women are harmless. Some may even believe that this behavior is cute. But I'm telling everyone out there listening, men and women, some of these women have serious issues. So stay away from them because they can and will come for you. It was about 7:30 in the morning on October 4th, 2021. 911 dispatch received this call.
I need the police over here. My wife got a...
Okay. Change of plans or change of mind, so to speak. I I hadn't had a chance to watch the video, and so I wasn't going to view it and to react to it without seeing it first. But on second thought, we're gonna go ahead and watch it. The woman had a knife to his throat, and they were just like, "Okay, well, the police will be there soon. Just hang on, chill out, hold up." A knife to his throat, and the excuse is gonna be that she was mentally ill in some way. I'm sure. Damn it, I'm telling you, it's your responsibility to protect everybody from your mental health issues. It's not everybody else's job to protect you from them. You have to protect them from you as well. It's some bullshit. It is some bullshit. Shout out to the young fella right now who I am trying to support and help him get through this situation. She may have a mental health illness. That is a true statement, but not an excuse to mistreat you, to abuse you, to assault you. It's not okay. You can be responsible for yourself, and you have to be. It's not just up to everybody around you because they know. You have to be aware of what's going on with you. Anyway.
A knife on me on the bed right now.
She has a
Around my
phone.
throat. Yeah.
It was 61-year-old Michael Craig. He said the mother of his 7-year-old son was holding a knife to him and he couldn't move. His son there watching it all. The child was scared but still listened to his father's orders to go downstairs and hold the door open for police. 2 officers arrived on scene less than 10 minutes later. His son was there at the front of the building waiting on them. You could hear them asking the boy, "Does anyone have a knife? Who has a knife?" And the child replies, "My mama." The officer continues, "What is she doing with the knife? Do you know what she's doing with the knife? Who told you to call?" The boy replies, "My daddy." Police asked him which apartment was it and told him to wait at the front. You could hear Michael yelling for help, saying that she had a butcher knife to his back. Officers walked in, Michael already bleeding after being cut several times. The officer had the taser in his left hand, the gun in his right. Michael was yelling in pain. She was poking him with the knife. But instead of shooting her, the officer shot Michael. That's when the officer picked up the knife, pulled the woman away from Michael, and said, "Are you okay? Where did he stab you?" The lady said nothing. All of this captured on video, by the way. I'll leave the links to the videos below in the description. But you have Michael here. He's having a DV situation. Cops are called. He told them the woman was the suspect. When they got there, the son confirmed that it was his mama with a knife, attempting to hurt his dad. Then you heard Michael say it again when they entered the apartment. All of that, and they still saw her as the victim? How?
How? Make it make sense, Sway. This is why I get upset, Maya, when I keep hearing the protect black women, oh, black women, don't be mean to black women. Black women are doing this shit. It does not make sense. The cognitive dissonance, the idea that she's holding a knife to this man's throat. His son says that he's in danger. He says that he's in danger. You can physically see it, and still you shoot that man. Make it make sense. How was he a threat to anybody? Not dealing with your own emotions is how that man is in the situation that he's in. Now those children potentially have lost both of their parents. Get the hell up. Come with me. Make it make sense. I'll speak to you all day long about peace, love, and responsibility, accountability. But God damn it, you better do something about this. I want men to stand up for themselves and the little boys who look like them. They're the ones coming behind you. This is what they're going to have to deal with if you don't do something now. If you don't stand up and fight for you, if you don't love yourself to know that putting you first means protecting this entire community. That's how you get it done. Get your shit together. Get on your square. That's the point. That's what we're about. That's what lying flat is about. I wish you would tell me that you're about to go lay at your mama's house and not figure out how to be a better person. Shout out to the new names in the chat. Please forgive me. Some of you who may have come through and I ended up putting you in timeout. It's because some of the things you said were not things that I just have seen lately. I haven't been on in a while, and I know that there are some folks out here with some other things going on. Shout out to Rashawn Dave. Excuse me. I'm so glad to see you, fella. Thank you again for the timestamps. I will go back and do my homework. Yes, I do have some botniks tonight. I'm growing up in the YouTube world, apparently. 161 follower some citizens will get you some of that. Shout out to Old Dirty Pete. Hey, Pete, if that's your comment, let's go with it. The chillness is a cover up from the I can't say that. We'll just say Yoruba unlikelies. We Black people are the Zulu kings. Nobody knows the fact until Zulu know. I would say that we are the descendants of kings and queens, and we certainly need to know better, move better, and be better. I guess these people don't really care for what it is that I have to say. I'm not concerned. There are three moderators in here. Unique View, Darrell Long, and now the First Lady moderator over the top. Y'all enjoy. I would just say go ahead and send them on their merry way. But then again, you know what, guys? Don't. Just ignore them if you can, because every time that they put something inside of the chat, it moves the algorithm along. It actually monitors how many chat thingies are going on inside of your stream. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, let's just keep it going. If it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't bother me. If it does bother you, let me know, and then the moderators will block them. Thank you guys, moderators. I appreciate you. But we're going to get into it now. You guys, please go out and check out the rest of that story from Pink Book Lessons again. There's some great information over there. And please, if your content creators that you watch other than myself or her have not shown you this information, ask them why. Ask questions. Ask them what it's truly about, because that's what we really want. Who has the time and energy to create this many accounts, though? That's a good question. And for why, it's probably one person who's irritated with the Blackness that they've not yet figured out how to love. And so, really and truly, if it doesn't bother y'all, then just let it be. Do you know why? Because at least they'll hear the message, and maybe at some point they will pick it up and love themselves. Right? That's all I can do. What's the point? Otherwise, they derail the conversation and we get nowhere. So, we're going to talk about lying flat. BTS did a fantastic job with this. It completely describes the things that I went through. It's my journey. It helps to describe my journey from being an able-bodied culinarian to being a disabled woman sitting on my porch, trying to figure out what my next steps were going to be at 43. It was not what I expected my life to be. I had a plan. When I was 16, I knew that I wanted to have my children early. So I married between 19 and 20. I had my first child at 20, 21. I would go on to have 3 sons. This channel was started as a living legacy to them, just in case. My mother passed away 1 month after my first son was born. And that left a thing on me. And I began to move in ways out of fear that I will just admit to it that way. And I went through about 7 years of really deep depression after that time. But I figured out, there's got to be life on the other side, and these boys need to see something better, something different. So after 7 years of depression, I had blown up to 300 and something plus pounds, right? And I wasn't living. I was just surviving. My sons didn't have a mother. They just had something there to provide food and the occasional hug, spanking, and, change a diaper. And that was questionable. There was one point when I was pregnant when I couldn't change my second son's diapers. We had to send my 2 oldest boys to live with my in-laws because my pregnancy was so difficult. I was on bed rest from the day that I found out that I was pregnant until the day that I delivered. I wasn't allowed to leave my house except for 2 hours a week. And one of those was to a doctor's appointment. But still, I got up and I went on with my life. I went to culinary school. I started a daycare. I had gastric bypass surgery 2007. I went from 333 pounds down to 135. And then from there, I would go on to go to culinary school. In 2009, I went from culinary school to uh, with no experience. 7 years, I would be the general manager of a restaurant. So I had an amazing journey, wonderful life, and I enjoyed a lot of it. But I had a lot of tragedy along my way that I didn't really realize um, was being piled up inside of me and on me. Um, but sometimes the universe will just batter you and batter you and batter you until you have no choice but to listen. And I think it's because we won't sit down, shut up, and listen, right? And so as a result, yeah, I took a few hits. So let's see. In 2014, November, my boyfriend would be, well, I hate to call him that. He was younger than me considerably. And to be fair, you guys, I never show him. And out of respect to him and his memory, I said, here we go. So I found out from a young lady who at the time was my best friend. And she called me to tell me to meet her at the bar that we used to hang out at all the time. She said, whatever you do, don't turn on the radio, don't answer your phone, don't talk to anybody, just come and see me. And I got to the bar and she was telling me that Sharif had been in his home and someone broke in and here.
Afternoon following a funeral in Durham. Murder victim Sharif Abdul Muhammad spent his life running fast. Family and friends tell us he departed this earth way too quickly. Elena Athens is live outside the mosque in Durham where his funeral was held. Elena?
Yeah, and Larry, former classmates, parents, community leaders, and many others did come here today and found some solace together in prayer. 29-year-old Sharif Muhammad was laid to rest today. He was shot and killed Tuesday during a home invasion. The Durham track coach was discovered dead inside his home steps from NC Central, where he went to school. During his time in college, he earned All-American status in the 400-meter hurdles. He recently has been working with kids in a youth track group.
Just so excited.
So yeah, that was 2014. Rest in peace, Sharif. So that was a start. Sharif would pass away in November, and by Martin Luther King Day of the following year, I would be diagnosed. I would have my first fibromyalgia flare. I'd be standing in the kitchen and my body would give out. I couldn't think, I couldn't see, I couldn't function. And so in that moment, that was when my life truly changed. You know what I'm saying? And so that's two. That's his death, and then that triggered the fibromyalgia. I also got injured in that time frame. I hurt my back at work. And so that set me up for being diagnosed with a chronic pain illness, also known as fibromyalgia. All over body pain. It goes from the inside all the way out to your skin. And it's all day, every day. It never stops. Shout out to Emerged Shalay Hadessa. She was on the broadcast at one point, and we discussed it. She has she has the same condition and lived a similar life. But anyway, that's 2014 and 2015. In 16, I would get the official diagnosis. And then live with that for a while. 2017, it would become unbearable, and I would go on short-term disability, eventually quit my jobs, and then eventually lose them due to the fibromyalgia. I was fired because of the disability, and so I was able to get unemployment at the time, but that didn't cover anything. I applied for disability and was denied because I was in my 40s and should be able to work. And well, you can't see fibromyalgia. So it's very hard for a doctor to quantify it. And I'm a Black woman with an invisible illness. So I was treated poorly a lot. Fast forward to 2018, my cousin Demario Perkins is killed in a traffic stop in Memphis, Tennessee. As I've said before, we don't know the truth of what happened. The police say that he told them that he was going to commit suicide, pull the gun out, and then they shot. 9 shots. My cousin's the only one who didn't come home that night. His son was born the day before that. That was July of 2018. September of 2018, I would have my second mental break and then consider suicide. Because I considered suicide, I called the suicide hotline. Just a little information for you guys. If you call the suicide hotline, you can be placed on hold. Be prepared. If you're calling from a phone number that's not from the state that you are in that moment, you will have to be rerouted. Be prepared. There are barriers to support at every turn. And when you are in your darkest moment and it's the absolute hardest to get forward, that's when it seems like they're the most. And it's the worst. Be prepared. Take the information that I give you here. Work on your spirit so that you never get there. And if you do, you know that you can come back from it. So, September 2018, which, by the way, my birthday's in September. September 2018, I would go back to Durham, North Carolina from Memphis. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth, sleep on my sister's couch for a year. And just try to figure it out. And lie flat. So I'm going to show you this video from BGS IBMOR, and on the other side, we'll talk about what I did while I was lying flat, how I got to the point where there was a theme song, finding my spirit, being able to eventually find my joy and be your spiritual DJ. So let's get into the video, you guys.
Phenomenon that's actually going on around the world, and it's actually pre-COVID in Japan, but it's post-COVID in the rest of the world. And the name.
Sorry, guys. Let me just say hello to the people in the chat. Shout out to She Stole My Thunder, Roger Benita, peace and blessings, Rashawn. Over the Top WME says JP, the Aspiring Matriarch, pain is helping a lot of people continue to be strong. I do not feel strong, but I hear what you're saying. Actually, Roger Benita, I am sorry to hear that you are troubled and sad right now. If you'd like to drop a theme song, maybe we can talk about what's going on inside of your spirit, but I am not a counselor, so no, I cannot help you in that fashion. Okay, let's get into the video.
Some of the phenomenon is coming from China, but it is acting the United States too. It's called lying flat. And this is from an August article back in New York Times article back in August 2021. In China this April, a 31-year-old former factory worker named Lao Hezong drew the curtains and crawled into bed. He posted a picture of himself there to the Chinese website Baodu, along with the message, "Lying flat is justice. Lying flat is my sophistic movement," Mr. Lao wrote, tipping his hat to the Diogenes the Cynic, a Greek philosopher who is said to have lived inside a barrel to criticize the excesses of Athenian aristocrats. On Chinese social media, Mr. Lowe's manifesto and his assertion that he has a right to choose a slow lifestyle of reading, exercising, and doing odd jobs to get by quickly went viral. Sympathizers share versions of a belief that is gaining global resonance. Work has become intolerable. Rest is resistance. By June, American news outlets were describing the lying flat trend as a natural consequence of China's hyper competitive middle class culture, where employees often report working 996 weeks, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. A lifestyle praised by the founder of the online shopping giant Alibaba, Jack Ma, and other captains of commerce. It's not just Chinese millennials who are figuring out that work is a false idol. I should know because I'm lying flat too. Holed up in my parents' house in West Virginia. Earlier this year, I quit my job producing an NPR program in Boston, and I haven't been able to stomach rejoining the cacophony of the 24-hour news cycle. I'm far from the only one. A new recent tweet that proclaimed I do not want to have a career racked up over 400,000 likes. Instead, proclaimed the tweeter, I want to sit on the porch. Here in the hills, the new silence of my days, deepened by the solitude of the pandemic, has a
Okay, wait, you guys. Let's just talk about this for a second. Since my early 20s, I have always said it, and you can ask friends, I want to sit on my porch smoking my glaucoma medicine with my best friend. That's what I want to do when I retire. You want to know what I do right now? I sit on my porch and smoke my fibromyalgia medicine and wait for my fellow to come home so that we can talk. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it, just may not like how it looks. Anyway, back to the video.
allowed me to observe the state of our planet in the year 2021, and it looks to be on fire as our oligarchs take to the space. From my view down here on the carpet, I see a system that, even if it bounces back to normal, I have no interest in rejoining. A system that is beginning to come undone. The lying flat movement, or Taiping, is known as it is known in Mandarin, is just one expression of this global unraveling. Another is the current worker shortage in the United States. As of June, there were more than 10 million job openings in the United States, according to the most recent figures from the Labor Department, the highest number since the government began tracking the data 2 decades ago. While conservatives blame juiced up pandemic unemployment benefits, liberals countered that people do not want to work just for the paltry wages they were making before the pandemic. Both might be true, but if low wages were all that's at play, we would expect to see reluctant workers at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder and the content workers at the top. Instead, there are murmurs of dissent at every rung.
Okay, so for me, lying flat was not about the financial aspect of it at all. I mean, do you need money to survive and live? Yes. But what you have to understand moving forward and um, being able to take some of the weight off of yourself is that you have to have faith in something, and putting faith in the universe and faith in yourself and faith in the works that you put into other people. That's it. That's what saved me. That's what gets me through the pain. That's what got me through the pain, the worst of it, the hardest parts, over and over again. It was that. It was knowing that I had poured myself into other people throughout the years. Not just my children, my children's friends, the people that I went to school with. I poured my heart into them. There were people that there's a young man out there in Durham, North Carolina, first name Huey. I won't give his last name, but he would say that I helped him to stop doing pills and become a culinarian, a sous chef in one of the well-known restaurants in Durham. He was a classmate. I was a resident advisor, and I saw that something was wrong, and I really didn't know what was wrong. I just knew that this looked out of place, and instead of ignoring it, I said something, and I did something. and he changed his life. That's what's important. And at the end of the day, I didn't know that he would change his life. I just did it because it was the right thing to do. But I poured into my bank account with the universe. So when my own bill came due and I had considered giving up the rainbow, the universe was like, nah, pimpin', you still got work to do. But you're going to start out with absolutely nothing. So in 2019, I was homeless. And yeah, if you don't have your own roof and door and and home, you're homeless. A tent's a home, more home than I had. So in 2019, I decided, you know what, I'm going to take a chance and do something absolutely ridiculous. And I decided to become a member of AmeriCorps. Shout out to AmeriCorps Vista Service. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this chance and go somewhere way, way far. Where am I going to go? I can go anywhere in America on the government's dime as long as I serve my country. So I was like, well, let's find somewhere that is temperature appropriate for this body that I have and medical marijuana friendly. Where did it happen to be? Arizona. Why Arizona? Because Arizona is a landlocked state, less likely for us to have major weather incidents. And I was a single woman coming out here by myself, and I was disabled. I am disabled. So I needed to make sure that I could take care of myself, or at least I had to, choose somewhere that was going to give me the most options to stay safe. Right. So I moved to Arizona in 2019, October. So I've been here 2 years now. And I got here in October. I worked. I was at AmeriCorps Vista. I did my service at Junior Achievement, which we taught financial literacy to K through 12 students who went to schools whose free and reduced lunch population was 60% or higher. That's a lot of kids in Tucson. But your school had to sign up for the program. Anyway, that's a side story. We'll talk about it next week when I talk about service on Thursday. Excuse me. But so I did my AmeriCorps service. I started in October. And then in March, the pandemic would shut down the state, and anyone who had an autoimmune illness or a heart type of illness had to go out of work. So that immediately put me out of the job that I had just gotten after being homeless. And it's not like you make a lot of money with AmeriCorps. They don't even call it a paycheck. They call it a stipend because it is poverty. I made with AmeriCorps $1,100 a month. And they tell you how to go about finding housing, how to go about getting food from a food bank, how to go about all of those things. And I did that. And I got myself back on track, and I got my life back together. And in March, I had a car, and I had enough money together because I went ahead and worked a second job. I had enough money together that when my sons were getting out of school for this summer, the youngest was graduating, and the oldest was done with Job Corps. He was like, I want to do something else. They said that they wanted to come out here. So I paid for my fellas to come out to Arizona. The middle one stayed. The youngest one joined the military. But also during that time, I told my son, hey, you told me that you've got a friend who's homeless. Okay. They shouldn't be in that situation. If they can pay their own way, they can have a space in the studio apartment with you and I, because no one should be left like that. Period. No one should feel like they have to be homeless in order to, that's it. No one should feel like they should have to be homeless. So I took in basically a couple of his friends during the pandemic as well. Uh, it was a very, very stressful time. I would also end up going to the hospital at some point and having a panic attack, and the nurse would call the police on me. So I had to fight for my life in the place where I was supposed to be the safest with a mental health illness. That would be the third time. And I wish that I could tell you that it'll be the last time. But I now have what they call complex PTSD with dissociative identity disorder. Well, what most black folks call post traumatic slavery disorder. There's a certain level of anger and pain and hurt and trauma that we just have never had an opportunity to deal with as a community or a culture or a nation, inside of a nation that eats at us. That call that our militant moment. And it happens to us when we're younger. This one was the same thing though. It's the compounded interest of being beat up on as a black woman, just telling you this is what's happening to me. Going to the medical system and telling them this is what's happening to me. I need your support. And getting nothing in return. So in 2018, I had to lay flat and figure it out though. I continue to figure it out. It's a constant journey. That's what the reflections are, the night nourishments. That's what all of those things are. They're an opportunity for you to reach back into your spirit and look at yourself. Are you really the things that you say you are? When you say peace, are you really offering someone peace, or are you just saying a word? When you say family, are you really family? Or is it just what we're used to hearing? When you say you're a unicorn, do you really know what a unicorn is? Could you really spot one if you saw it? Do you love yourself enough that you could be that for somebody else? Do you understand and love yourself enough to ask someone to take you on and be that for them? That's what makes us better people, better humans. That's a better journey. That's how I got here. That's the work that I did. That's the thing that you see in my face. Um the thing that I try to share when I go on someone else's platform, you guys. Uh and it's every day and it's constant. We're gonna get back into the video a little bit. Shout out to Miss B Finesse. Thank you. Let me catch up on some chats. Thank you, Hanifa, for the hearts. Thank you all for the love and support. Thank you, Over the Top, for jumping in as moderator and dropping the Cash App and the information, you guys. Over the Top says, that's amazing, JP. You fought for a life for yourself. It wasn't easy, but you didn't stay in your pain. You continue to try every day. You're thank you for that, Colette. Damn it. I don't feel that way. I do feel like my fellow's absolutely amazing though. Because despite all of that, he manages to see in me the things that you say. And he saw them in me when I didn't really see them in me. I knew who I was. I knew I was a good mother. I knew I was a good person, but I didn't know how the hell I was going to survive this shit. This shit hurts. The mental pain that a lot of you feel, whether you're watching this now or if you're going to watch it later, or if somewhere down the road you just happen across my content, the mental pain that you feel is physically tattooed on my body. And I want to know what I did to somebody somewhere that this is what I deserve. This is what I earned. Right? If you listen to the right religious leaders and the stories and the nonsense, it was my choices that got me here. Nah, you can't account for that. Thank you, Miss B Finesse, for saying that I am amazing. I appreciate that. Um, thank you, Mishi, for saying you love me. I appreciate that as well. You guys, I've come a long way. I've always loved myself and known who I was. I did love myself when I was fat, even though I was lying about loving the skin that I was in. I loved myself as a skinny girl who understood that the only reason that these men were now looking at me and talking to me was because I was only rail thin. I had no ass and I was smiling and nice, much more like a white girl than I was a black girl. And they thought, ooh, I could get the best of both worlds in JP. Kick rocks. I know that there are people out there who look at me now and they're like, man, she'd be a great content creator if she just fixed her face. Fix your fucking attitude. That's how I feel. I love each and every one of you. I see each and every one of you for who you are. I remember, and I'll tell you, shout out to Frank Gooden. Frank Gooden and I started out on this thing together. I really think days apart, me, Frank, and Miss B Finesse. And Frank was over there in that chat, and he just looked. I could see like the 6 or 7-year-old Frank Gooden sitting in that chair. I don't remember what clothes he had on, but I just kind of imagine a kid in his dad's suit sitting in his dad's work chair, just like one day, this is going to be me. Now go back and look at Frank Gooden. That man's a damn beast. Shout out to you, Frank Gooden, my first kindred on YouTube. Miss B Finesse is absolutely amazing, educating you on what's going on. If there's anybody out there who I'll look at and I'm like, damn, bruh, I got some work to do, it's her. I'll look at her content and I can't watch her content anymore because it pricks my green spirit. And I refuse. I refuse. I prefer for it to be healthy competition. Because I think that she's amazing. Who else? I don't know. The point is, I see in all these people amazing things. And I see in everyone their inner person. That little kid that somebody else didn't protect. And so when I meet you and I see you, I want to protect that little person. And I want you to learn how to protect that person, but also to let them run free and have joy. That's why I'm as ridiculous and goofy as I am, you guys. It's because in spite of it, my joy matches my pain. If there's supposed to be balance in the world and balance in your spirit, then that's it. As hard as this life is, my joy is even more over the top. I have to have the Facebook and the YouTube so that I can pour some of it out somewhere so that I can receive more joy from the people who love me. I built a community here. I built a community on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Community building is what I've been doing since, 13, when my mother put me in the first, no, I think I might have been like 15 or 16 during Desert Storm. The first military family support groups were created then. My mom put me in one of those groups and made me help come up with flyers and agendas and whatnot. And I've been doing it ever since. Managing people, emotions, and time. And I thought that fibromyalgia and disability had taken all of that away from me. I can't manage my own time. Someone has to remind me every 4 hours that I'm supposed to take kratom and smoke a blunt. And you would think that the way that people talk about how fantastic weed is, including me, I would remember to want to smoke. But this is exhausting, y'all. This body, this pain, this. And I'm here because just in case, shout out to Black Belt in the black suit, he would say you have to have a little bit of tension in your life, right? A little bit of tension in your life in order for you to be able to move forward and self actualize. I disagree. I think if you pour into other people, you can get there the same way with less pain. So I'm putting this information out there. So if you're not hurting in that way already, you can stop now and reconsider how you move forward. What do you do next? Right? Maybe if you do different, you'll get a different outcome, a different result. Right? And that's our goal, is to do different, to divest yourself of self-hate. Divest hate, compassionate. It's a verb. Look it up. It's doing the work of compassion. Loving others when you do not have the love for yourself. Because I'll be honest with you, when I told my son that his friends could come here and that he could come here, it wasn't that I loved myself in that way. Like I was, it was just I understood that these people, I wasn't completely on my road. I hadn't, filled my road to recovery. That's not how it worked. It wasn't at some point where I had, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That wasn't it. I could see that they needed an opportunity, a chance to reset their lives, to find and understand who they were so that they can move forward as foundational men. And now they're doing that. They have their own spaces, their own paths that they're walking. None of them is seeking to work for the man. They're trying to find their way out, homesteading, um, going abroad, a host of things. All because I stepped out on faith. So I'll keep putting my head down with my faith. I'll keep walking that path. I'm done lying flat, though. I'm glad to see you all speaking to one another. And Miss B Finesse, I'll be back. It's not that I haven't been there, I just haven't said anything. Want to know? I've seen you with the crown on top. Is that a goddess crown? Is that what it's called? And I love the shirt. I would say when you go back in to do your editing, make sure that you account for the margin, though, so that your E and your M don't get cut off. But fantastic. So yeah, you guys. As I said, he brought up the NAP ministry, and so this video is 13 minutes long. We're only 4.5 minutes in, and we've been here for an hour and 45. So I am going to drop the link in case you would like to drop your theme song and come up and jam with JPam. Or if there is something that you would like to discuss, we're going to do another 5 minutes of this video, and then we're going to wrap it up and get out of here. But make sure you stay for the outro because it's new too, and there are some things coming for you. So check it out. Let's get back into this though.
Including from the inner sanctums of Goldman Sachs, where salaries for investment bankers start at $150,000. According to a leaked internal survey, entry-level analysts at the investment bank report they're facing inhumane conditions, working an average of 98 hours a week, forgoing showers and sleep. I've been through foster care, said one respondent. This is arguably worse. In the United States, Black activists, writers, and thinkers are among the clearest voices articulating the spiritual malaise and the solutions, perhaps because they've borne the brunt of capitalism more than any other groups of Americans. Trisha Hershey, a performance artist and the founder of the NAP Ministry, an Atlanta-based organization, is one of them.
Shout out to NAP
Ms.
Ministry.
Hershey says she discovered the power of naps during a draining year of graduate school at Emory University, an experience that inspired her to bring the gospel of sleep to fellow African Americans whose enslaved and persecuted ancestors were never able to properly rest. She
Facts. Mad, major facts. Mishi says that looks like me at work. Oh, yeah, passed out. I believe it. You don't stitching on yourself. We won't tell nobody. I won't read the next one. Let's talk about sleep for a second, you guys. So one of the things that comes with chronic pain conditions or mental health disorders is a lack of sleep, insomnia. But if you don't sleep, your brain does not rest. And that constant going and going and going and going and going will push you over the edge. It pushes you to consider suicide because you think it's the only relief that you have. It is also why I chose to narrow my scope and only do YouTube streams on Wednesdays, with the exception of special events like Thursday this week. I will also be doing a Veterans Day event. Guys, please check in the Facebook group that there is a discussion. It should be pinned at the top about Veterans Day. I would like for any veterans who are citizens to please fill out the survey so that we can have a discussion about finding honor in the in serving your country again. I would really and truly appreciate that. Put the link to the Facebook group in the chat just in case. Also, you guys, so Miss B Finesse said, my daughter saw The Crown and said to get for set. Oh yes, the fact that you, yeah, of course I noticed it. She said, I was awesome and appreciated it. And Ms. B Finesse said, I would love to lay on the ground. Yeah, no. What? Stop it. You ain't got to worry about no bugs. Get over yourself. Anyway, you guys, but sleep is absolutely crucial. The society is not built for anybody to really be able to rest. And so that's why you need someone else. That's why I talk to you about, okay, ladies, get out of the nonsense and sit down and listen to men. Because if you sit down and listen and you can come together and work together and build communities and families again, it's easier. The work's not nearly as hard. Do you understand? If it's two of you, it's just easier. My fella goes out and works an overabundant amount of hours so that I don't have to put this little body in that situation anymore. But as a result, I make sure that his needs are taken care of here. Meals are cooked, the house is clean, everything is taken care of. And that's harder for me to do when the weather gets colder and the days get shorter. And this stream is what I love to do, and I will continue to do it. But my foundation comes first, as does yours. So as I scale back my scope and I give you more things that are more focused, I need for you to scale your scope. Go back and unpack your black. I don't want you to look at the things that happened, the feeling. Deal with it. We're going to put together content. You and I, we're going to come up with the things that we're going to leave for the next generation so that they don't have to do this work. Give their parents a starting point. Those 20-somethings getting ready to have children, we're going to give them the information to use to be better Black parents, to be foundational fellows, modern matriarchs, and make something that we can stand on, a legacy, a community. Sounds super ambitious. And I'm just one mom, but it's a start. So please make sure that you take this moment to like, share. If you haven't already subscribed, become a citizen of the channel. Make sure that you hit the bell, hit the all so that you get everything that I put out, not just what our YouTube thinks that is personalized to you. And make sure that you share this with the people that you text message, the people you talk to on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm on all of them. Why? Because I want us to be a better people, healed, whole, and moving forward. Loving ourselves and this earth and understanding our connection to it. Moving on that joy, that love, and creating something that can last for generations. That's not finances. That's not who did it, who's wrong, who's right, man versus woman. It's just foundational, joyful blackness. How about that? So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping into the stream tonight. Please make sure that you guys, if you found this content fantastic, informational, something that you could use, you share with your community. If you would like to support the channel, you can check for the information in the description. I'll be sure to put the banner back up over here. Let's get out of here with a couple of theme songs. Does anybody have a good theme song for me or a suggestion on where we start tonight on our way out? Excuse me. There you go. Ah, let's see. Theme song video. There you go. Hey, shout out to Miss B Finesse for what's going on, Marvin Gaye, and followed by Unique View with Level Up. Here you go, Miss B. Yes, that's the right person. My God, you're young. Woo, child. My bad. You know I love you, little sis.
Mother, there's too many of you to cry. Brother,
I got the word.
There's far too many of you die. You know we
got to find a way
to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, what?
All right, now let's talk about it. You ain't really that old. I mean, that young. You did tell me that you got a teenager. You ain't, no? No, it's just a little baby. My bad. I mean, maybe. I mean, to be a millennial though, you got to be in your 30s. So pump your brakes on being that young. That's all I'm saying. All right, sorry. It's a little bit petty. Isn't that sad? I'm so sorry. Y'all love me. All right, I'm the big sister you didn't think you ever wanted. All right, and now this one is Level Up by Sierra. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Then more mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news. I done did that before. I turn nothing into something. My tongue less talking, more action. You just go see coming. I just keep elevating. No losses, just upgrading.
Y'all don't know how much that hurt to shake this little body like no. Okay. Miss B Finesse talking about millennial, yes, young 30-ish. Okay, listen. Don't you like millennial starts at what would now be, I think it's 41, and ends at 20, what's now like 26. What you like, 30, 30. Okay, cool beans. I'm gonna chill on it. I'm gonna chill on it. Mishi said I was 30 once. I remember 30. Yep. Not nearly as well as I remember 32 though. Woo! Doggy. Mm. Now I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't gonna tell no more of my business. Here we go. Miss B Finesse says I'm about to get up, dancing, holding my baby. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do it now. Yes, I do know the children's. I do know the generations. Like I said, so part of being in America was having to learn all that stuff, having to learn the statistics on the poverty rates in the United States and a host of other things. So it was an amazing experience for me. I will talk about it again, like I said, on Thursday, guys. So we're going to talk about that on Thursday. Wednesday, we're going to do a smoke session where we're going to get into some of the things that I've seen in social media. For those of you who were new, who came through, that's the other thing that I do is have a little fun talking about the thing that's be going on out here in the world and what we be getting wrong. Yes, use churns. Use a churn. It's a host of you churns out here. Shout out to Darius Ritchie over at Heard Him Say podcast. He one of my churns. I love him. I think he's got something fantastic going over there. Boy, he wreck shop with them ladies over there. He run them like a tight ship. I'm like, oh, that dog it. You been a daddy, your daddy? Because boy, the way you was coming at this. Anyway, go check him out. You guys want to know what's going on? Let's see what's going on right now. Who's live? I can tell you to go and watch. Just in case you decided you didn't want to go to bed right now. But JP's gonna go and smoke. And I want to do a really big one that's gonna cause me to cough a lot. And y'all need to see the snot that's gonna come out my nose. So who's live right now? We've got Before the Billions doing a work session. Please don't go to Laqueef Network. And then Lauren and Lucky are doing Mars versus Venus. Ladies, let me tell you something. 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 And you can take this from the matriarch you don't really give a damn about. Okay, just say that. I'm sure that whatever my content I put out don't float your boat. But let me say this: if you're gonna have a show, a call-in show where you tell men to shoot their shot, be prepared for the weirdos, nonsense, and dick pics. You're inviting it. Understand? I am not telling you that it is right or wrong. What I am telling you is you need to be aware of what is actually going on out here, putting yourself in that type of situation. I would like to suggest to all of our young ladies, if you would not do it in the streets, if you wouldn't do it in front of your daddy or the man that you respect the most, don't do it on social media. If you're considering doing it, run it by him first. Some of y'all are putting yourselves in situations that are not safe. I would say shout out to Mercedes Moore or the young ladies whose father was killed, the dancing twins, but well, damn, in both situations, their parents were involved in their social media lives, and it turned out terrible. Be truly careful. Be truly careful. It's not a joke. It's not a game. You could lose a lot. And not just your image, baby. Anyway, you all be safe. Be blessed. JP loves you. Keep your spirit up. And I will see you